All right. So,
So there is a bunch of, yeah, later.
all
I will
right. So
not
this
interrupt.
trigger, right? This trigger is how someone enters, and it's saying that the college code has to be GT if it hits this trigger, and that the key in the trigger has to be this. Now, the trigger itself is just looking for a change to the field on inbound interest called journey trigger key. So all of these leads all have hit it, and everyone, as you go further down, every single person has one. This guy doesn't for some reason. I'm not sure why. We'd have to look, but everyone has one, right? And if this field gets updated, all of the journeys that use this trigger see it. But it checks, is the college code part of GT? And if you look here, you could see these are all part of GE because they're grad school of ed, but they because that's what I'm on. But if they were part of GT, all right, let's evaluate them further. And then it would say, well, are they part of OK to contact quality lead? Now, notice how there's no number afterwards. It could be zero through whatever number they want. Right now, they're all just zeros, right? Because this participation is a begins with. So it has to begin with this. So if you are this, then you'll hit this. So far to date for Graduate School of Technology for their quality lead journey, 306 people have entered. And in this journey, what happens is this is kind of a placeholder step where it was GST because we were going to include other colleges, but this isn't necessary. It already is evaluated up here. So what it would do is it would just come in here, go to the key count. This particular section right here is an attribute path. It's basically going to say, I'm going to evaluate you based on a field and then move you around. So the first attribute on the left is this person equal to okay to contact quality lead 0? If they're not, it's going to evaluate to see if they're quality lead 1. If they're not, 2, 3, and so on. And there are a bunch of people that hit the other. The other is when you get over the 4. So once you get over 4, you hit here and you're gone. There also is no one that hit the not college path because you have to be part of GT to be in here, so that's good. So they have people that went beyond that. And what they said was when someone switched to be a quality lead for the first time, I want to now wait a day, then I want to send an email. And they're going to send the email that's here, and you can look at it if you want. Then it's going to wait 5 more days. Then it's going to create a task for staff to do. And it says, hey, please review this quality lead and do whatever. And then that creates a task in the system for staff that gets assigned to the parent account owner. Now, parent account owner is really another trigger that we have in the system. It's a little different than other things we use, but what it does, it basically goes and looks to see what college is this person from. Great, let me find that lead. Let me find that primary recruiter. So I built something that fixed this because there was no real way to do this except if you created individual paths for each counselor. So now you don't have to. It just finds the primary recruiter on the lead. So now it's going to assign a task to the primary recruiter. The primary recruiter in this particular task has, let's see, they have 1 day to complete this task, which sounds crazy, right? I don't know why they would have chosen 1 day, but they did choose 1 day. And if they don't do it within a day, then they wind up getting an escalation. I should probably talk to them about this because this doesn't seem right. It should probably be more like 3 or 5 days to account for holidays, but they have 1 day. So 20 people hit the no path, and the no path is like, all right, go tell a supervisor that something happened and that someone didn't do it. And then if they didn't do it, nothing ever happens. And if they did do it, escalate it, increment it, excuse me, go to the next count. So the next count would mean that they'd hit a 2 or 1, whatever it is here. If they wound up following the yes path, where the person completed the task no problem, like 54 of these records did, it automatically increments the task. So that means that they go to the yes path, which would be a 1, right? So it would change.
When you're saying person, it's admission or applicant,
These are recruiters only.
recruiter.
Yeah, these are
Mhm.
recruiters. So both of these steps are the same in the yes pass. The no doesn't have a path here for the supervisor because if it was missed by students, missed by recruiters, and also missed by the staff members, there's nothing more we can do. It kind of just gets stuck. So this person also has, let's see, they have 30 days to fix this. And in those 30 days, they didn't fix it for some whatever reason. Um, the second path is here. And if they happen to still be a quality lead and they happen to still be okay to contact and they're a one, they can hit this path, right? And then they'll get an email message, another task for staff to review, and then staff either does what they are supposed to or not supposed to. And they're running into a problem here because they didn't build this very well. This is actually due after 5 days. This one's fine. 5 days is good. But the other one says one. That's too short of a time. But even in 5 days, they're not completing their task. So I'll have to talk to them about it to try and figure out why. Because it should be more. It should be something that should be getting completed regularly. This is email number three for them, even though it says two, and it's sending out another email, and then that's the end of it, right? So you got a fourth email, and that's the end. Now, this is a
Mhm.
quality lead journey. You could have a journey for evaluation needed, for contact initiated, quality leads, high quality leads. You could have a journey for started applications. You could have a journey for any of the lead goal statuses. And what it's doing is those journeys all follow this exact same format. They have the same exact triggers throughout. All that staff needs to do is just plug in their emails. Now, I was hoping as part of this we would create templates for this, but that didn't happen. We would have to have started that a week or two ago. And we can't, at this point, we just can't. There's not going to be enough time. But what we want to accomplish through this is we want other people to say, yes, I would like an easy way to make a quality lead journey. And yes, I want it to look like this. I want when someone becomes a quality lead, they get an email sent to them. And then 5 days later, staff has to review, like, what happened with that person. Like, I go to the activities within the system and see if they actually, if they need to be reviewed, evaluated. Are they still a quality lead? What's the deal? Are they coming to events? Should I write a new note? Should I make a phone call? What should I do? Because otherwise, when someone becomes a quality lead, they kind of just fall off. They just become someone who we've spoken with, but we don't know to speak with them again. So that's where that is. Inside of inbound interest, there's a field for that hold, and that field is here. So if I were to look at any record, this is the pause outreach section. So if I were to put a date in here of say the future, like don't contact this person until September because I just spoke with them and they said they don't want to be spoken to until September. They're busy right now. Then I
Mhm.
put in the date of September 1 and I walk away, right? And I press save. What that does is it will update their key in here to no longer say okay to contact. It would say hold. And then
Mm.
when September 1st comes around, the system automatically looks, says, "Ah, September 1st has happened. You're now okay to contact." And it flips it and it clears the field that was there. So that field that had September 1 is no longer saying September 1. It now looks blank like this, and they're
Mhm.
done, right? So now they're going to get back in a journey. If they had already seen email one, they would now come back in as instead of being hold quality lead one, they would be okay to contact quality lead one, and they wouldn't hit this first branch. They would hit the second branch because the system records where they were before. So if you've already seen email one in quality leads, you'll now see email two instead. So even though I was switched to hold, I don't go right back to the beginning of the journey. I go back to
Mm.
where I left off. Now, in addition to that, if at any moment, let's imagine I said, all right, well, don't contact them till, next week. If I say, oh, you know what, actually, I want to clear this. If I say clear and press save, it wipes this out and makes it go away. So that way they can go back from being a hold to an okay to contact. So this field works with the key to determine where they are. And why is this important? What we were doing before is we were building individual journeys for each group for quality lead. It would have all triggers for GT or GE or GB. Now there's no need for individual triggers. It's one system trigger that looks at a particular field to determine who they are. And it looks at, and I can't even find it. It looks at this field in combination with their college to determine where they are, and then it hits a journey. And because the journey itself says that they're college GT with this start, boom, they hit it. If they're not, it just disregards them altogether. There are things that work with this journey participation matrices. It's under settings. It's right here. These are saying for these colleges, which journeys are they participating in? And you can see almost everyone's a no. What we want to have happen is everyone become a yes. So if I could see GT is participating in quality and high quality leads. They're not participating in any other journeys at this time. However, the amount of time it would take to get them to participate would be less than 1 day. Instead of before, it would take weeks. And if we templated these journeys, it would be they could do it on their own. All they'd have to do is add their emails. They don't need any feedback from us, but we need documentation to do that. The other piece is there's a dictionary associated with all of these. And this dictionary here says, all right, well, for the category of cold lead, if I have cold leads, like let's imagine I want a cold lead journey, the way to enter them is okay to contact underscore cold lead. They don't all follow the same naming convention that we had before. Some of them are shorted, like contact initiated is a little different. So this is the piece they need to put in this trigger here. So this trigger says this. I go here and I say, all right, well, show me quality leads. So quality leads are, where is quality? Quality leads is right here. If I go over, it says, okay to contact quality lead. Oh, that's what I enter right here. And because I entered that, that's what they begin with. That's how they enter. And they exit by using that other trigger that's there. So there's another trigger here, which is highlighted, journey key exit. And it's saying, well, just doesn't begin with that. So people would need to know to use this. They would need to know to flip these on yes or no. The reason why this is important is if we're not flipping this to a yes, then it never hits the trigger. So the only people that fire in the Power Automate flow are the types of leads that have a yes in one of these spots. If you have a yes, it hits this trigger. If you don't have a yes, it doesn't send it to real-time marketing. So if you happen to be, for example, for the Lander College of Arts and Sciences, if I happen to be a contact initiated evaluation pending, I never ever get triggered on this trigger. I never get sent. Real-time marketing never sees it. Nothing ever happens because there's a Power Automate flow that says, oh, well, you're not participating. Well, I'm not going to push the trigger. But if you flip it to a yes, like it is for this group, and this is for GT right here, if you flip it to a yes for quality leads, then quality leads, every time one of those is changed for quality lead, it hits this trigger, but it only follows through if it's the same college. So if it's the actual same college. So those three things work together. Does that make sense or no?
yeah. I want to ask you, could you please go back to journey? So this the lead change this to this only if it pass like 1 day after
Oh, it doesn't
five
matter.
day.
No, 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 no. So if I flip a lead right now, all right, so let's imagine I'm this lead. Let me actually go here. And if all of a sudden I say, you know what, you're not a quality lead anymore, you're now a high quality lead, they would
Mhm.
immediately exit this journey
Mm.
because the exit says you're out, right? The only way you ever get updated if you're still a quality lead from 1 to 2 is if I am still a quality lead and I hit either this trigger or this trigger. This trigger looks to see what number I am and adds 1 to it.
So that's what
That,
I'm saying. That quality lead, for example, I'm quality lead 1.
yep.
To get to second to quality leads second level, let's say, I need to pass to got this one day, got this email five after 5 days.
Yeah, you got to pass that
What
whole tree.
is
Yep. Everything.
totally? And only after I also automatically recruiters don't need to change anything. I change to this because like I'm not super quality right now because like if recruiters try to reach out me like for twice in a week, I'm not super hotly, right?
You're not.
So I
Yep.
changing my status to next one and next and next and next, right?
Yep, that's correct. Assuming I'm still like they really what they want to say is for a quality lead, I want to check on them 4 times before I get rid of them. And let's see. You could see at the very bottom here, it increments them, so it winds up changing them, but it also
But
updates them to
increments, you mean when you say increments,
increment
what?
means adds another number. So it would go from three
Ah,
to
okay.
four, and four is over
Mm-hmm.
here in this other category, but it also updates them to a cold lead.
Mm,
So I would
okay.
only be a cold lead
Could you
if
please go to inbound one for 1 second here? So, just to open this one, I want to uh, yeah to see. So high quality and quality lead, is
yep.
it same? Is does this have same codes or no?
No, these are different. And the reason why is for them, quality leads are someone who they've spoken with, but they haven't yet attended an event. For GT, if you've attended an event, you're a high quality lead. So basically, they want to talk to you and see if you're a good lead. But if you are a good lead and you've been responding, that's great. You get a quality lead. But the moment you attend one of their info sessions, you become a high quality lead. Their goal is to get you to an event, and then from an event, they get you to register.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But for now, we have only for quality lead, right? We
For
don't
them,
have.
it's quality, and they must have another one for high quality too. I just didn't look. They definitely have. If you were to look through journeys, there's definitely a high quality lead as well, a journey as well.
Mhm. Okay.
And there's
There
only
is.
a handful of people who are participating in this, and only because we haven't documented it or shown them that it's possible or provided them with templates. So the goal of this meeting, the first one, was to show them it's available and that it's super easy to do. They could do it themselves, and that we would provide them with templates to do it. All they do is say, all right, well, when I'm building this, I want to send an email, I want to wait a few days, then I want to create a task to be reviewed. And basically, the structure is all here. The only piece they need to change is how many days between each step and what email to send out. Everything else, these are all like placeholder items, right? So this one right here is one that already exists. This one already exists. This one already exists. The only thing that they would need to do is say, well, I want it for 5 days, and then I want this task due in 7 days, not one. And here's the email. Other than that, there's nothing that needs to happen. Before this, a year ago, I would have to make a custom trigger here. I would have to make a custom trigger here to make this happen, and I would have to make custom triggers for each one of these. And that is a lot of work on the admin staff. Now there's no custom, it's just one trigger for everyone because everyone is utilizing this field. So because we're populating this field, we don't need extra triggers for everyone. It's just one trigger for everybody.
Mhm. Okay. This uh, participation matrix. So I assume that it's something in the contact. If I don't want to,
Not in the
this
contact.
allow,
It's under
allow, not
marketing.
allow.
It's under marketing, under settings, journey participation matrix, and this would be what staff would enter. So if I'm on LA, I would actually click on here and say, you know what? We have a cold lead journey right now. And you flip this to yes, and because you flip it to yes, now when a journey fires, any LA one for cold lead is going to hit the LA trigger. It's going to hit this journey key update. So there's a standard one for all different types of keys, and it would hit it. It's only going to enter it if it meets this criteria, but it's going to use this journey, this trigger, only if you've said yes here. If you say no, this trigger doesn't fire. We have 200,000 leads in the system. They get
Mhm.
flipped every day. If we're firing 200,000 leads past this trigger, we're going to run this journey is going to be like this trigger is just going to be overrun with data, and it doesn't need all the data. It certainly doesn't need data for people like, let's see, for example, we're never going to have a journey for withdrawn or denied. You're likely not going to have any conversion to enroll or applicant or acceptances. You're not going to have for invalid leads. So I don't need to hit the trigger for all of those things. I really only need to hit it for eval needed. Oh, you're a brand new lead. Here's the steps I want to take. Here's for I reached out to you. Here's the steps for quality leads, for high quality leads, and cold. Everything else maybe started at, but everything else isn't there. And if we had it flip every single time there was a change and hit this trigger, the Power Automate flow would run constantly and it would churn up data, like it would just exhaust all the data in the system. So that's the importance of this, is that it only fires when it needs to because the school said they were going to use it.
Mhm. Okay. The reason of to this hold, it's saying like staff review, data validation, duplicate investigation, pending processing. So staff review, what each
I
of
don't know what you're
mean? I
talking about.
thought could you please open the uh, I'll send you this okay, this one. It's in page 3 in the top. The hold field temporary pause on
Okay, so which part?
this one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hold.
this is this piece that we were talking about. So on the inbound interest, this
Here's the
field is
reason
pause.
why.
It used to be called hold, I think. Now it's called pause outreach until. This is the hold. So if you
Okay,
put like
okay.
let's
What?
imagine that you talk to Keisha today, right? And Keisha says, "You know what? I did submit a request for information for GSE. I did say summer, but I'm having a baby. I just found out today. I can't come right now. I'm going to come in the fall." So you would update this to say, you know what? Don't contact Keisha again until September 1. And when you do this and I press save, it would update Keisha to say hold. So this would go from okay to contact to hold. That
Mhm.
means
So
she immediately leaves the journey and would get kicked out of here if this was her journey because she doesn't begin with okay to contact. She begins with hold. And when September 1 comes, right? This date's here. Or you say beforehand, you know what, I spoke with Kishi, she's ready again, and you flip this to a clear it. Now what it does is it updates her from a hold to an okay to contact. So I'll show you an example. So if I press save on September 1 on this, right? It says hold until future date. If Wanda comes through here tomorrow and says, you know what? She is ready. And I don't have level up, so I can't show you. And
Mhm,
if I were to go backwards, I hope not to lose her. So Keisha, right here, she is now a hold quality lead 0. That means she's never
mhm.
entered a quality lead journey or she's never made it past step 0, which is the first email. She's now a hold. So because she's a hold, she doesn't begin with this. So she would never enter it.
Mhm.
And she does not begin with it. So she would immediately exit, right? So there's a trigger that says she's out. So she would exit. But if I were to switch Keisha,
A quick question about this one. Could you please show this code? Hold. Uh, so this is 0 because it became from okay contact quality lead 0 to hold quality lead zero,
It
right?
did, yeah, because there's another field in inbound interest that says what quality lead step have you made it to? And when you make it
So
to that
if
step, it increments it. So what it does is this one right here updates a special field on inbound interest to say you were just in email one, now you're in email two, so it updates it to whatever number that's supposed to be, and it records it. But if Keisha were to leave and be, say, a high quality lead, she would go to high quality lead zero. But if she ever comes back to quality lead, it would remember where she was, and she might have been on step one. Now it's going to put her back into step one. It's not going to put her to zero, it'll put her in one because she's already seen zero. So this remembers where you were in a previous journey.
uh, okay, this beginning of fourth page, this field description, it's about in this presentation.
Let me give me 1 second. Let
Send
me
me
those are just notes
send
too.
me send me the link. I'll use level up to.
Oh no, I'm just gonna flip her. So if staff were to go here and say, you know what, I just spoke with Keisha, she actually does want to be contacted again, I press the yes, and when I refresh the page, it goes away. So now it's gone,
Perfect.
right? And if I were to
Okay.
go back to Keisha over here, I'm hoping it happened pretty fast. If it didn't, it'll happen in a second. So now Keisha is okay to contact. So this okay to contact is what removes you from journeys. So like sometimes there's a time when you like the person's just not ready to talk to you yet, or it's going to be a couple months or 6 months from now. You just put that you just mark them as like, oh, I don't want to contact you for a couple months, and then they fall off your journeys. But like if you say like, you know what, they're really going to be next spring. They said they were fall, but they're not now. I could put this months in advance. And months in advance, when that happens, they'll hit the journey when the time is right. So now they'll come back in here September 1 or whatever, April 4th, whatever date you said it was, they'll hit this journey and get started on reminders for you to contact them. So it's like an automated system so that you never lose them again. They're in there for the future. You're marking them for the future. Now, you wanted to talk about a specific page in documentation. Let me see if I could find that. So you said page four? What was this?
Yeah, this K dictionary.
So the dictionary is right here. This is really just telling you if you're going to make your own journeys, you need to know that if you're trying to make a cold lead journey, you would look at this row and you would go all the way over here and say, this is how I started a journey for cold leads. Okay to contact underscore cold lead. I put it in here and it's now part of the trigger. And this is it. Okay to contact a cold lead. Done. So you need to use the dictionary to know what the entry is.
Hmm. This is for college name also there. Code, not name, code, right?
Well, because there are many different journeys, one for each college if they wanted it. Yes, they're not all put together.
And this key journey K also new lead new. It's another field there.
I think this is just giving examples. I threw a whole bunch of notes in my chat GPT and had her produce you documentation because she helped me produce it. I don't know you could disregard this. This is not helpful, this little section. The rest is this, we're not using any of these. So this is just giving you examples, but that's not right. Just look
Hmm.
at this. This is where you need to look. These are the examples, right? So in
Okay,
the
so
diction in the
mhm,
dictionary, these are them. And these are the keys.
so rest of pages it's the process how we need to create the journey, right?
Contacts do not enter journeys directly. Instead, enrollment occurs through the following process. So some sort of trigger happened, right? That was an update of their lead goal status. So you updated them to be a quality lead, or they were already in a journey and hit this step, which incremented them from 1 to 2 and they would hit over here, or they were a hold and now came back to be a not hold and they went to OK to contact. Like those are all business events. And then they evaluates the rules, check to see if they're eligible, assigned a new key, check to see if the matrix says that they are participating or not. If they're participating, great, it moves them forward. If it isn't, it doesn't move them forward. And let's see. So prospect submits an inquiry, lead created, automation sets OK to contact, yes. Journey key equals, which is not accurate. It's not lead new. It's evaluation needed for us. And the welcome journey enrolls the contact. It's still applicable. It's still saying the same thing. It's just not using our setup. And the exit is contacts may leave the journey if they've completed it. The key changed. If they are hold, so no longer able to be contacted. OK to contact was removed. The same thing above. And here's the exit criteria. So this is all the same. And let's see. So what you really want to get across is that we have journeys that look just like this. And you can show this as an example, right? They
Mhm.
all use the same keys. And prior to this, every trigger, excuse me, they all use the same trigger. Every trigger had to be made custom for every group and it would take forever. And what needs to happen next is we're going to need to build out templates so they can use them. And what you would do is you basically just copy this journey, get rid of anything that's GT and put placeholders in here, and then that's it. College code equals placeholder. That's it. Anyone can make a copy of this, and then they would be able to just put their emails in, update the timings of instead of 1 days and 5 days. That's it. Update the note they want to send to staff, who's getting this, and everything else remains the same. Nothing else is custom.
Mhm. For each quality lead, it's 4 levels of
It could be 20
uh
levels. It could be whatever they choose. GT
so they
said they
need.
wanted to do 4 contacts. So they want to do 4 contacts spaced out about a month, which is this 1 day, 5 days. And after about a month's time, if they still haven't heard from them, they want to get rid of them. They want to put them in a cold lead journey. And
So
that's this
this
step
up to
over
them,
here.
how many steps will be there, right?
So
Up to
yeah,
them.
this piece right here says how many steps. So it's not necessarily saying how many steps. It is exactly right. It's saying three, one, two, whatever it is. But you can create others. There could be quality lead 4, quality lead 5, quality lead 6, 7, however many you want to have. This is it. What this is not, ironically, is this is not. I requested information about the marketing program for Graduate School of Business, and you're sending me general information about the marketing program. Like, hey, thank you for your interest. We have a marketing program. Here's Alicia. She did the marketing program. Another 3 days. Here's a picture of community service we did last year. Another 3 days. Here's how you'd apply. That's a general information journey, and those aren't part of this. This is how you would process and track leads. So this is like I got people who are in eval needed. We've never spoken with them. All of my emails should say, hey, haven't gotten in touch with you yet. I'd like to speak with you. And if you were to expand this, it'll say, we recently contacted about your interest. Join an info session, right? Because their goal is to get them to do this. And all of their emails look similar to this. But this isn't saying, here is the GST program and here are admissions requirements. It's meant to drive an action. For quality lead for them, they want to get you to that info session. But for a val needed, they want to get you on the phone. But if I just request information, I'm probably going to get 10 emails about just general stuff. It's not necessarily anything about getting me to an info session or doing anything. It's about information about the program in general. So that is what this is not. This is how do I get my leads to speak with me, get them to an info session, or all of those different stages that mean quality, high quality, eval needed, or contact initiated or cold. Those 5 are really all we're trying to target with this.
Gotcha. What is the process to create, like, for example, if I want 15, what's the process to
Well, when
create
you would
this?
make a new one, this step has a plus button next to it. So if you were to make a new journey, there's a plus step here, and you would just
And
do it,
it's
and you would type in this exact thing: journey key equals OK to contact quality lead 4, and you would get that from the template, or you would know from here what it is. It's okay to contact underscore quality lead underscore four. But it's going to be part of a template, right? We're giving them at least the basis of it. If they
Mm,
want to add more steps, they just keep replicating what we had.
gotcha. I probably I was confused because this doesn't mean that this field it's in the reach, right? For reach, it's all same this without number, and only for journey, just to track them and push them to the different stages, we adding the number, right?
So we add the number, but we're recording the number on the lead. So in here, it says zero, but if someone were to have like so filter by,
No, no. I mean, so if I'll add like okay, contact quality lead 15, it will automatically create it in the reach, right?
no, nothing gets
No.
created in reach because someone would have to be in 15. So give me 1 second. Let me get rid of this.
Yeah, I mean, if someone will be in the 15, so it's we don't need to create it like field in a solution. Uh,
No, there's nothing. No, it automatically gets added plus one to whatever was there.
okay.
So in this journey right here, this count, if I ever made it to step three and I hit here, this person's going to be a step four. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to show you. I just can't, for some reason, figure this out. I'm missing like a section here to delete this. There we go. So in here, oh, they're all cold leads. That's why. Because they got flipped to be a cold lead, so they never hit it. Give me. So they never hit four, or they probably are at four. That's just not their current key because they hit cold lead. All of them hit it. So,
Mhm.
but there are people, if you were to look at the field for, let's see, maybe I have the wrong field. I'm also, they're here. Give me 1 second. I just might be on the other one. All right. I was on GE or a different team, I guess. Give me 1 second. All right, so these guys, which makes no sense why she would be on OK to contact 2, but they're on 4. I don't know, Rockley. There's a field in here. I can't figure it out just yet, but there's a field that counts what they're on. Like this guy's a hold for number 4. But even if he was in number 4 and went to OK to contact, he would never hit the journey because OK to contact only has 3 steps. There's
Right.
no fourth
Mm-hmm.
step, so he would hit other. He would never actually hit this. So, like this guy right here, if he were to get, did I lose him? Where's hold? Journey. Oh, journey sent key, journey entry key. Give me one sec. I'm trying to find it right here. So you see this guy right here? He's hold,
Mm-hmm.
quality lead 4. That means he wound up hitting this step to hit 3, went forward, became a 4, but then got pushed to he likely got pushed to a cold. They flipped him back to be a quality lead, but then they marked him as a hold. And when they marked him as a hold, he became a hold quality lead 4, but they don't have a step for 4. Even if he were to come back and be OK to contact, he's done, right? He'll fall off and he'll just never go anywhere. So because they
Mm-hmm.
don't have a fourth step, so he goes away. But there's a field in here that does this, that does the 4. I just don't know what field it is. It's this one, but it just should be something. I can't believe only 4 people have ever hit 4. I'd have to really look into it. But Rockley, see what you can do to try and work up something so you could demo what it looks like, okay?
Oh,
Give it a try. Give it a try and then show
presentation.
me what you have. I'll give you information back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, journey exit criteria. It's the not if the lead went to all steps. It's only something like uh,
To exit,
external that
you could exit
here
if you
is
hit
like
all steps, right? So the default exit is if you complete all steps, you go out. But it's also if you hit this trigger, which looks at your key, and the key no longer begins with OK to whatever. It no longer begins with whatever's here.
yeah. Here is application submitted, event registration completed.
I'm not following you.
This criteria. Page 8 on this document.
Where is page 8? I don't.
Yes. Yeah. It's 8.
This is 10, 9, 8.
Yeah, upload. Yeah, this one.
So if you submit an application, your lead status is going to change to applications, uh, converted to applicant, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you unsubscribed, you're not going to be there.
Unsubscribed. What is unsubscribed? Uh, if
So if you're
admission
going to
put like
exit and
not
if you're going to,
allow.
yeah, if you're going to say don't send me any more marketing emails, you automatically
Mm-hmm.
exit. Event
Mm-hmm.
registration completed is not part of this though. Like we don't have anything for that. So that goes away. If you became inactive, that's sure. You're really exiting if this, you no longer match the key, or, and by the way, you wouldn't match, it's really just this. You wouldn't match the key if you submitted an application, but you could also become inactive. We don't inactivate records, though, so that's not a thing. You could also exit because you became unsubscribed. You can't, if you just submitted an event registration, that is true for some groups like GT because your lead goal status would change, which means that your journey key no longer matches. But that may not be true for every group. So just disregard this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and to start the process to creating new, I'm copying any existing journey, which is like if I'm like, for example, graduation for like I don't know, education college. So I'm copying quality lead journey for GT and
Well,
change
we really
GT
should be
to.
providing them with a template. So I thought I had made one before. Let me see.
Who is responsible for each recruiter, head of recruiter, or who?
What do you mean?
If, for example, I'm working in education college, so who I need to create it, right? I'm recruiter. I need to create it,
It's whoever
what's
they
his name?
decide. It's not us, so.
Uh,
Let me see if I could find you one.
I'll delete. I'll copy this journey and delete all this stuff, and that's it, right?
Um, to make a template,
Yeah.
yeah, the best way to do it would be to start with a template and leave placeholders in. Something that people would not be able to enter. Just give me one moment. Let me see if I could find created on newer to older. I really thought I made a cold lead one for them. Yeah, I don't see it. But yeah, you could do that. If you want, a good exercise would be to take this exact one, but don't do quality lead. Change it to cold lead. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work with the dictionary. You're going to not, don't flip the matrix though. And you're going to wind up updating this to say, okay, to contact whatever hold is. Then you're going to wind up updating some of these, like leave a system placeholder here, update the task status to say hold, put in some notes in here, whatever you want, or not hold, to say cold lead. And
Cool.
then that's it, like that, and then save that as a template. Like that would be ideal. You're going to get rid of this because if they're a cold lead and they've gone through the entire process, they're going to wind up being, we're updating them to a different status. It's going to be to update them to closed and active. But I don't think that trigger exists. It might not, I don't remember. But like that's what I would do. I wouldn't be making this into a template. You could, and that would be a good first step. But the real step afterward is like, how do I make a cold lead template? Or how do I make one of the other ones? So maybe make some templates and then see how it goes, and we do a demo of the system tomorrow.
Mhm.
But we should still document it.
Okay.
So give it a try. Get started with something, try and figure it out. There's still a couple hours left of today. Give it a try.
Okay, okay, Brian. Thank
All
you.
right, Araki, take
Was
care.
helpful.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Brian, send me the link, okay, for record.
It's at 12:26. I sent you the GT quality lead journey.
No, no, no. In to Did you record this meeting, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, the recording. Got it. Yes, I
Yeah,
will.
yeah,
Yep,
recording.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Brian.